Welcome to Maxines Cakes. Today we're going to have a tutorial of how to make profiteroles. I'm quite excited about this tutorial because it's led by one of my students, Marie, who's going to give us a demonstration of how to make the profiteroles. First of all, like anything we do when we're in the kitchen, we've got to wash our hands. That's important. We're working with food, so we've got to wash our hands. When we wash our hands, don't dry them on a kitchen towel. Always use a paper roll. It's more hygienic. The kitchen towel, like the cloth ones, still carry germs, so always use a paper towel. Alright, so our hands are all nice and clean. Now we're going to prepare our profiteroles. What you see Marie doing is adding some salt to her flour. Giving a little stir. The salt, whenever you do anything, the salt's going to bring out the flavour of what you're making and also give it a slight lift. Even though your flour may be pre-sifted, it's important to always sift your flour. Sometimes the flour may have some bits in it as well, so it's important to sift your flour and get more air into it. Okay, so that's what she's doing there and giving it a nice tap. Yeah, well done. Brilliant. Okay, so what you're going to see Marie do now is put some water in a pan. Just some cold water. That's all she's doing. And she's going to put some butter into that water. And what she's going to do is let the butter melt into the water. It's a process that we're using to make these profiteroles. Yeah? Just give them a gentle stir. We don't want to do it rapidly. Just gently stir it. And let the butter and the water combine together. Okay? And remember, if you want to subscribe to our channel, you can log on to our YouTube and subscribe and like and share these videos. It gives us an indication if you like our videos and if it's worth us putting them up for you. Okay, so go ahead and like and subscribe. Okay, right, Marie has now combined those ingredients together. So all we had in that pot was the butter and some water. So what she's doing now is adding the flour. Now this is a crucial stage of making your profiteroles. This is either when it's going to go completely wrong or go to plan. Alright, so if you notice, she's got it on the fire but she's taking it off the fire. What you don't want to do is keep the fire underneath that pan because it's going to be too hot and it's going to ruin your mixture. So take it off the fire and like Marie's demonstrating, mix it together until it's all combined. And you notice Marie's using my wooden spoon. Yay! She doesn't need a gym membership. Anyone who watches my videos know I'm a big fan of wooden spoons and I always teach my students to use wooden spoons. Brilliant. Well done, Marie. You're doing really, really well. As you can see, she's taking her time and she's bringing all those ingredients together. Right. Well done. Well done. Yeah. So it's come together like a dough. It's almost like a pizza dough, but it's more sophisticated than a pizza dough. And all we have in that pan is water, some butter, and some flour. Yeah? All right. Well done. Well done. Brilliant. Excellent. Right. So what she's going to do now is transfer that into a bowl. And we're going to go on to the next process of making our profiteroles. Right. Brilliant. Okay, what she's going to do now is add her eggs. Now, if you watch Marie carefully, she's not going to add that whole egg at the same time. She's going to add it gradually. Yeah? If you put in too much eggs in one go, the mix is going to become very loose. Then you can't use it. So she's going to very gradually add her eggs to the mixture. And again, gently mix it together. Profiteroles, they're quite easy to make. You don't need that much ingredients. All you really need is some flour, eggs and some butter, time, patience and a wooden spoon. Don't forget, if you like what you see, Marie is one of my students. If you want to book a workshop with myself, go onto my website, maxinescakes.com. And I have a range of workshops on there for you. You can do groups or I can do one-to-one sessions with you. Right, so if you see Marie's very gently bringing that mixture together and it's changing the texture, the consistency of what she's doing. Yeah, so just getting it in there, and she would know when she gets to the right consistency. Whenever you're baking profiteroles, cakes, anything, you've got to take your time. If you make haste, you're going to waste your ingredients by adding too much, and then everything goes in the bin. So just take your time for what you're doing. Always bake when you have the time to bake and don't rush. Okay. You see she's gently adding the eggs and taking her time and mixing it in. Right, brilliant. Well done. We're almost there. Marie's almost there with that mixture. Well done. Well done. Right, you know she's taking her time and she's getting it from around the sides of the bowl. She's not just stirring it in, she's taking her time and she's working that egg into that dough. She's looking for a stretchy, pliable mixture. Yeah, brilliant. Excellent. And you know she didn't crack the egg directly into the mixture. I always teach when you're going to use eggs, crack them into a bowl or into a plastic cup. Sometimes eggs, they can be rotten or they can have bits in them. And if you crack your egg directly into your mixture and it's rotten, then again, everything's gone to waste. So always get into the practice that when you're baking, crack your eggs into something different, a bowl or plastic cup, before you add it to your mixture. Right, well done. Right, and that's the last of the eggs going in there. So what Marie's going to do now is work it into the mixture until she gets the desired consistency that she's looking for. Yeah. Well done. Well done. Brilliant. Excellent. And Marie's turned this into a business. Anyone who follows me on Instagram, you know I do my pop-ups and I sell my cakes online. And we do quite a few pop-ups in and around London. Marie's perfected this recipe and she makes her profiteroles and comes out with me and she actually sells them. And you know what? She does quite well. Her profiteroles always sell out at my events and I'm very, very proud of her. Alright, we're almost there. So you notice it's not too loose and it's not too runny. She's bringing it back to that dough. So you've got the eggs in there. The eggs will help rise the profiteroles when we go to bake them in a couple of seconds. Don't forget to like or subscribe our videos on our YouTube channel. Right, so she's all there. Well done. Well done. And you see the difference. And that didn't take her too long, just a couple of minutes, and she worked that dough to get it to that consistency there. So you can see there's nothing sticking in the bowl, everything's nice and combined together. Brilliant. Well done. Well done. So you can see exactly the texture you're looking for. Well done. Yay, well done, Marie. Right, so what we're going to do next, we're going to get our profiteroles piped onto a baking sheet. So all Marie's doing now is filling up her piping bag and getting them ready to pipe into a baking sheet so they can bake our profiteroles. Well done. You don't want to overfill your bag either, because what you're going to find, you're going to waste a lot of mixture and it may burst on you as well. Just put in a reasonable amount of mixture in your piping bag. Right, now Marie's going to preheat the oven. Remember never to put a cake, profiteroles, anything into a cold oven. It's all got to be preheated. For the profiteroles, we're going to preheat to gas mark 3 or 4. Needs to be slightly higher than if you're baking a cake. Right, so what Marie's doing now is just piping them out on a piece of greaseproof paper. You can see she's leaving space between each profiterole. The reason for this, when we bake them, they're going to rise and they're going to expand. If they're too close together, you're going to have a problem. They're all going to stick together in the process of the baking. So just very gently space them out and try and get them all the same size. If not, it's not a big deal. The profiteroles, it's a fun thing to make. So don't stress out over getting everything as equal quantities. It's fine. It's fine. That's fine. All right. Brilliant. Okay, so the last thing Marie's going to do before she puts them into the oven is put a little bit of water on top. Just a little bit of water, and that will help the rising of the profiteroles. Yeah? Well done. Just a little tap. Little finishing touch there. Well done. Right. So like I said, the oven is now preheated to gas mark 3/4. So we're going to bake these for around 20 minutes. You know they're baked when they would rise, and when you touch them, they're slightly firm when you touch them. Right, so these are all nicely done. Yeah, well done. They look really nice. Hey. So they've been in the oven for 20 minutes. Now the finishing touch, all Marie's going to do now is put a little bit of icing sugar on top to add some sweetness to them. Now I can hear you saying, Maxine, hold on. Marie's done a lovely demonstration for us, but you haven't given us the measurements. Well, if you want to know the measurements, book into one of our workshops on maxinescakes.com and come and let Marie show you how to do it. She'll give you a one-to-one tutorial on it. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Don't forget to like or subscribe. You've been watching Maxines Cakes at maxinescakes.com.